When we first opened for in-person worship during the pandemic, we did a video to explain all of the steps we'd taken to keep the place safe and all that we needed you to do to make sure we kept each other safe when we worshiped. Well, we are still worshiping, and we are also coming to what looks like maybe the end of this pandemic. Those numbers are going down in terms of cases, and the vaccination rate is going up. So we're beginning to look towards the fall when we hope things will be almost, maybe entirely back to normal. But we're making steps right now, so I wanted to share those with you. The first is, of course, that as before, we've increased the ventilation in the church and we've added additional filters to the air. We also have electrostatic cleaning that we do after services to make sure everything is very safe. But now that things are getting better, we can loosen up some of the other restrictions. So no more registration for services. You are welcome at the 8 o'clock, which will continue in Central Park, at the 10 o'clock right here in the church, and at the 6 p.m., our candlelight service also here in the church. You don't need to sign up, just come. And when you come, you may seat yourself. We ask only that in order to maintain safe distances, you seat yourselves where the pews are marked. We have little strips of tape. And if you sit where those strips of tape are, you'll be far enough from other groups for everyone to be safe. Now, when we're outside at the 8 o'clock, you no longer need to wear a mask, though, of course, you are welcome to do that. We're outside, the service is brief, so that's perfectly all right for all of us. When you're inside, though, we're going to maintain the social distancing, as I've just said, but also have you wear a mask because we're inside for about an hour. And that's long enough that we want to be extra careful. So keep wearing a mask. Although when the preacher preaches, he or she is going to take it off for that part of the service. And when the celebrant stands behind the altar to consecrate the bread and wine, he or she will also take off their mask. All of the wafers and the wine are covered during that part of the service, so there's no possible risk. We're also letting our readers take off the mask when they come up to read, and they'll put it back on when they head back down into the service. So those are a few things. There are a few more. When you come up for communion, you can now make 2 lines, but please try and maintain distance. We ask that you continue to receive communion from the priest on the same side where you are seated, again, so we can avoid people crossing back and forth in front of each other. At the end of the service, we hope you'll stay for the postlude because it's beautiful. And frankly, it looks better for those who are joining us online if people aren't walking around during that postlude. But when the music ends, feel free to leave from whatever door you would like. You can go through the front doors out onto Madison Avenue or the side door, as we've been doing for these past many months. In addition, we're going to have an outside coffee hour during the summer. When the weather permits, we will have lemonade and iced tea, or one or the other, but we'll definitely have something cool to drink out on Madison Avenue so that finally we get a chance to talk with each other and catch up a little bit. We can't wait to be able to do all of these things with you. So all of this begins this week and beginning with our service this coming Sunday, the first Sunday in June. So we hope we'll see you then and see you all through the summer. And no doubt later in the summer, we'll have an update before homecoming where we expect and hope to have even more good news. Thank you, and God bless.